Hello friends, I hope you all will be fine and safe at home. So my name is Nidhi and currently I am working as a research scholar at DRDO NMAS, New Delhi. As you all know, the world these days is gripped with the fear of coronavirus, and face masks are a very important component to save us from catching an infection. But due to the pandemic situation, the world is facing a shortage of these masks, so proper use is essential. So from this presentation, I will be discussing all of the various type of face masks and its description one by one. I also included in this presentation how to safely remove and discard the face mask. As you all know, till date, there is no specific medicine or vaccine is available in the market to treat coronavirus disease or COVID-19. So people may need supportive care to help them breathe easily, or self-isolation and social distancing is only one way to treat the coronavirus disease or COVID-19. So first of all, here the question is, when and who should use medical masks apart from healthcare workers? So number one is when a person develops cough or fever. Use of medical 3-layer mask when ill will prevent your infection from spreading to others. Here one point is very important is to be discussed. Masks are only effective when used in combination with frequent hand cleaning with alcohol or hand rub or soap and water. Means you have to sanitize your hand regularly before wearing or after removal of the face mask. However, you also need to wash your hand frequently to avoid spreading infection to others. Number second is while visiting a healthcare facility. Whenever you are visiting any healthcare facility, so there is a chances of air droplets. So you can wear a face mask and is essential. Number three is when you are caring for an ill person. Number four, close family contact of such suspect confirmed cases undergoing home care should also use triple-layer medical mask. This data I have taken it from the website of Ministry of Health, Family Welfare under guidelines of COVID-19. So you can also click on that particular link which I have mentioned at the below of this slide and check all the guidelines provided by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Now come to the number one, that is the cloth mask, which is also known as homemade mask. So this mask is better for routine use, and this mask is not recommended while taking care of infected patient as they do not provide adequate protection. Its efficiency or effectiveness might be increased while used or along with HEPA filter, but it leads to more difficulty in breathing. So what is HEPA filter? HEPA is what? High efficiency particulate air filter, and it has a capacity or a tendency to removing monodispersed particle of 0.3 micrometer in diameter. As you all see an image here, our Prime Minister Modi ji wear homemade mask and meet with different chief ministers. So it is very important to take care of yourself. While use of face mask, you have to sanitize your hand properly before wearing and after removal of the mask. And I also mention here for the general public, if a cloth or homemade mask is not available, so at least a scarf may be used to cover your face. And the general public should not be wearing like any surgical disposable mask or N95 mask. Whenever you are stepping out from the house or out in the public, you can also wear homemade mask or a cloth mask. Now, the advantage of this cloth mask or homemade mask is you can reuse it. The homemade mask, by proper washing under high heat and proper air dry, so you can reuse it after proper washing and air dry. So the best part is reused. Now come to the surgical mask. So it is a like loose fitting mask and disposable device, and it is made up of polypropylene. It is very important. Polypropylene is a thermoplastic polymer, and it does not easily biodegradable or does not easily break down quickly. So again, plastic pollution is a serious problem. So whenever you discard that particular mask, precaution to be taken. Later on I will be discuss how to discard the used face mask. Now polypropylene, as I told you, it slowly break down into the microplastic plastic and enters into the food chain with devastating side effects. So plastic, pollution is a serious problem. So less use, less pollution in near future will be taken. Now surgical mask is effective in blocking particle droplets, splashes, spray which may contain germs and keeping them from reaching mouth and nose. And it not block small particles in the air that may be transmitted by nearby cough or sneezing. And this surgical mask is to be used by the person caring for sick person with respiratory infection and symptoms such as cough, sneezing and fevers, and healthcare and also frontline workers. So this is all about surgical mask. Now come to the N95 respirators. N95 respirator, it is not for routine use by the general public, and it is again made up of polypropylene material. And this particular N95 respirator, they filter out at least 95% of very small 0.3 microns particle, and also are capable of trapping 95%, 99.9% of particle smaller up to 0.3 microns in size. And this N95 respirator are capable of filtering all type of particles including bacteria and viruses. So even though public health authorities are still urging the general public not to wear the N95 respirators, which are in short supply, in order to save them for healthcare workers. It is very important to save it for our healthcare workers. Now come to the disposal of used masks. Many experts or scientists said contaminated masks in general trash could be hazardous. So used masks should be considered as potentially infected to the environment as well as for the wildlife habitat. So whenever we are removing the mask, some precaution to be taken, and I will tell you about each step. So number one is, do not touch the front of the mask and remove using strings behind your head. Number two, fold to enclose the outside surface. Number three, place mask in a plastic bag or a paper bag, then discard in a closed bin. Number four, wash your hand thoroughly. According to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Directorate General of Health Services, novel coronavirus disease COVID-19. So, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare said masks used by the patient, caregivers, close contact during home care should be disinfected using ordinary bleach solution, make up to 5%, or sodium hypochlorite solution 1%, and then disposed of either by burning or deep burial. And in hospitals, we know there is a proper biomedical wastage is there, so we can properly discard it in a systematic manner according to the guidelines. But at our home, we don't have a proper bin to discard our face mask. So you should make disinfected your mask by these solutions, or you can also take a paper bag or a plastic bag and then place mask into it and then discard it. This is also a method you can discard your used face mask. Otherwise, what will happen if you are not properly discard it? So plastic pollution is a serious problem, and also this used face mask is like hazardous to the wildlife habitat. So precautions to be taken is essential while discard the waste or used face mask. Now according to my opinion, control measures are to be taken necessary for the government, as they encourage and educate the general public about safely remove and discard masks, and also special trash can should be set up in communities and centralized point for residents to dispose of used masks, so that we can like prevent or our environment or prevent the various wildlife habitat, especially marine organisms. So in China, if we see, there is a proper like a special trash can is there too, and properly disinfected the used face mask, so that it cannot it cannot affect our environment as well as for the wildlife habitat. So proper government should be taken a step on these 2 points. We can also educate the public is very important. So thanks for watching this video, and share to all of your friends and relatives, and educate public about safely use of mask and its disposal. So thank you so much.